The disappearance of Maura Murray. In 2004, 21-year-old nursing student Maura Murray vanished after crashing her car on a rural road in New Hampshire. Witnesses reported seeing her walking into the woods, but no trace of her has ever been found despite extensive searches. Theories range from voluntary disappearance to foul play, but the truth remains elusive. Her case continues to spark interest, with many speculating on what really happened in those cold woods that night. The Black Dahlia Murder. In 1947, Elizabeth Short, a young aspiring actress, was found brutally murdered in Los Angeles, known posthumously as the Black Dahlia. Her body was discovered mutilated and severed at the waist. The shocking nature of the crime, combined with a media frenzy and the lack of a suspect, made the case infamous. Despite numerous theories and suspects over the decades, her killer has never been identified, leaving one of Hollywood's darkest mysteries unsolved. The Zodiac Killer. During the late 1960s and early 1970s, a serial killer known as the Zodiac terrorized Northern California. The Zodiac taunted police and media with cryptic letters, ciphers, and threats, taking responsibility for multiple attacks and murders across the region. Although several suspects have been named and his coded messages still intrigue cryptographers, the true identity of the Zodiac Killer remains a mystery. Decades later, new theories still emerge, but definitive proof and justice for the victims remains elusive. The disappearance of Madeleine McCann. In 2007, 3-year-old Madeleine McCann disappeared from her family's vacation apartment in Praia da Luz, Portugal, while her parents dined nearby. Despite a massive global investigation, countless tips, and widespread media coverage, no trace of Madeleine has ever been found and no one has been charged. The case's many twists, suspected sightings, and theories, from abduction to organized crime involvement, keep the mystery alive, fueling continued interest worldwide. The Long Island Serial Killer. For over a decade, authorities have struggled to identify the perpetrator behind the remains of at least 10 victims found along Gilgo Beach, Long Island. Beginning in 2010, many of the victims, mostly young women connected to online escort services, were murdered and buried in similar circumstances, suggesting a serial offender. Although law enforcement has pursued multiple leads and conducted exhaustive investigations, the true identity of the Long Island serial killer remains unknown, leaving communities wary and families searching for closure. The Villisca Axe Murders. In 1912, the small town of Villisca, Iowa, was shaken by the brutal axe murders of 8 people, including 6 children, inside a quiet family home. The crime scene revealed a methodical and savage attack, yet no clear motive was ever uncovered. Despite years of national attention, multiple investigations, and several suspects brought to trial, no one was ever convicted of the Villisca Axe murders. More than a century later, historians and true crime enthusiasts still debate the killer's identity and motives. The West Mesa Bone Collector. In 2009, the remains of 11 women were discovered buried on the West Mesa of Albuquerque, New Mexico. The victims, most of whom had disappeared years prior, shared similar backgrounds and connections to the city's sex work community. The grisly discovery suggested a serial killer dubbed the West Mesa Bone Collector. Despite extensive efforts by law enforcement and chilling clues found at the site, the person responsible has never been identified, and the murders remain one of New Mexico's most disturbing unsolved cases. The Boy in the Box. In 1957, the body of a young boy, approximately 4 to 6 years old, was found in a cardboard box in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, nicknamed America's Unknown Child. The boy's identity and the circumstances surrounding his death remain a chilling mystery. Despite public appeals, forensic advances, and numerous theories about abuse or neglect, the boy has never been identified, nor have any suspects been publicly named. The case remains one of the country's most heartbreaking cold cases. The Sodder children disappearance. On Christmas Eve 1945, the Sodder family home in West Virginia caught fire, destroying the house and claiming the lives of 4 of the 10 Sodder children. However, 5 children were never found, and no remains of theirs were discovered in the aftermath. The family suspected kidnapping, and various sightings and clues suggested the children may have survived. Despite decades of searching and theories, the fate of the Sodder children remains an eerie and unresolved mystery. The disappearance of Tara Calico. In 1988, 19-year-old Tara Calico went missing while riding her bike near her home in Belen, New Mexico. Months later, a Polaroid photo surfaced showing a young woman and boy tied up and gagged in what appeared to be a car or trailer, sparking speculation that the woman might be Tara. Despite numerous investigations and tips, Tara Calico's disappearance remains unsolved, with her fate still unknown.